Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sidra, and on this channel we talk about hijab and every experience that can happen to a hijabi in the West. In this video, we are gonna talk about 6 stereotypes that I personally faced in the past 4 years while living in Germany. A lot of people do not have a direct interactions with hijabi, so these stereotypes are really common here, and people actually believe that they are the truth. So without further ado, let's dive right into the first stereotype that I faced. A lot of people think that hijabis observe hijab because they are bald. They do not have single piece of hair on their head, and that's why they have to cover it to avoid the shame. Even if they do have the hair, it's really bad hair, and usually all the time they are having the bad hair day. The second most common stereotype that I personally experienced was many people asked me that, do you wear hijab when you're sleeping? Do you wear hijab when you're taking a shower? Or do you wear hijab when you are basically doing everything? And of course, the answer is no. Every hijabi knows that. But this is the fairly common stereotype. And the reason behind this is that every time these people are seeing us, we are all the time in hijab, and they think that we stay like this 24 hours a day. So the third most common stereotype, which is not just specific to Germany but all over the West, is that hijabis are oppressed. It's not their own choice. Somebody else is forcing them to wear this thing. These poor girls have no idea how open, how free, and how much fun they can have without this piece of cloth on their head. It can never be a choice of a person. It has always something to do with the oppression. Which brings us to the fourth stereotype, which is kind of painful as well, but also related to the third one. And it is that the hijabis are dumb. They are stupid, just like they have no idea about their rights in a free country like Germany. They also have no idea about science, logic, technology, and the modern trends. Their only job is to get oppressed and raise their children at home. They don't know how to talk. They don't know how to hold a conversation. They don't know anything about the modern world. So they are still living in the previous century. And you cannot expect any logical thing from a hijabi. Here I would like to mention the difference between a hijabi girl and a Muslim boy. So when you observe hijab and you go out in this kind of attire, it is a signboard that you are a practicing Muslim. You believe in God and you're proud of it. You are not hiding your faith. It's right there on your head. So when other people see it, they think of you as an extremist. In the modern world, overall the religion is considered outdated. The people who believe in any kind of religion, no matter if it's Christianity, Judaism, Hinduism, or Islam, they are considered stupid and illogical. Because religion has nothing to do with science and with logic. So even if you're religious, it is expected that you have to hide it to become cool. So when you go out in this kind of attire, most of the people think of you as an outdated extremist person. Again, who has very less things to do with the logic and science. Which brings us to the fifth stereotype that is not directly connected to the hijabi, but the male relationships that a hijabi has. For example, her father, her husband, and so on. It is believed that these men control their women and are very, very unprogressive. They don't want their women to have the access to the modern world, have the freedom, have the chance to make a choice for themselves. These men force their women to observe hijab, and if they don't agree, they become really, really abusive. These men do not give their women the right to education, to the free speech, to have the fun, and to do basically anything that they want to do. Now, we have to mention that these cases obviously do exist where men force their women, but again, in the West, it's a stereotype because observing hijab in the West is not similar to observing hijab in a Muslim country. It's fairly difficult and it takes a lot of motivation and determination to do that. Which brings us to the sixth and the last point in this video, that whenever you go out in this kind of attire, people automatically think of you as a refugee. So there is a difference between refugees and immigrants, and everybody knows that. But this specific attire is fairly common in the refugees, and even if you are not a refugee, you are considered and treated as a refugee. Some people think that you are a burden on their economy, you are not paying the taxes, and the people who are paying the taxes are superior to you. At the end of the video, I am very curious to know your experiences. What do you do in these kind of situations where somebody is treating you based on their beliefs about you and not based on the person that you are? Let me know in the comment section below. I will see you in the next video. Till then, take care. Bye bye.